Hey everyone, it's Haley Jensen, your East Idaho realtor, and today we're going to talk about a dicey subject, religion, and in particular, Mormons. Why am I making this video? Because I've had more than just a few clients calling from out of state asking, are there too many Mormons in Idaho Falls? So let's talk about it. So unless you've been living under a rock, Mormons are kind of in the media right now. There's that new show on Hulu, which I haven't watched yet. There's the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Mormon is kind of a buzzword. We do have a lot of Mormons here, maybe not as many as you think. And let's talk about how a move to Idaho Falls and living amongst the Mormons might affect you and your family. Okay, so I grew up in the state of Idaho. All my family is Mormon. I'll preface with that. A lot of my friends are Mormon, but with that said, only 25 to 30% of Idaho Falls identifies as Mormon or LDS, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, whatever you want to call it. So as Idaho Falls has grown, we definitely have kind of evened out. We've brought in lots of different religions and lots more diversity. So yes, it is a strong presence here in Idaho Falls, but it might not be as strong as you think. Now, obviously, just like any type of media, the way the media is portraying Mormons in these shows that you're seeing on Hulu is not entirely accurate. Obviously, there's always outliers and those people are Mormon and it's true and whatever. But here in Idaho Falls, obviously, one of the reasons you're probably interested in moving here is because of the family-focused culture, the conservative values, and the sense of community. So Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and the Mormons in that show are not an accurate representation of really anybody that lives here in Idaho Falls. So when my clients ask me about Mormons, I tell them the honest truth. I am not a practicing Mormon. All of my neighbors are here in this neighborhood. They're very friendly. They look out for each other. They bring each other bread. That part of the stereotype of Mormons is true. They're super helpful. They'll bring you a meal when you move into your new place. I guarantee you they'll be knocking, bringing you a treat. And so they are kind and very welcoming. And honestly, their presence in Idaho Falls is one of the reasons why we have such a tight-knit sense of community. One of my clients who did just end up moving here on our very first discovery call, they said, we're not Mormon. We're worried about our kids going into the public schools and being left out. And I can only speak from my own experience and what I see. Like I said, I'm not a practicing Mormon. My kids go to school here. They have friends who are both not Mormon and friends who are Mormon. We've never had any type of problem. Not saying that it doesn't happen in other neighborhoods, but it's never happened to us. Like I mentioned, Mormons are very welcoming. They'll invite you to church. They'll invite you to their activities on Tuesday night. They'll invite you to the family activities, the barbecues and things that they have. And so you definitely will get invites if you are a new person in the neighborhood. So like I said, many of my friends are Mormon and my family is all Mormon. So I feel like I kind of do have a really good insider's take on the Mormon culture, but I also don't practice, so I feel like I have a good take of being on the outside as well. So here's my honest opinion about moving to Idaho Falls if you're worried about the Mormons. This is an overall overarching stereotype. They're very friendly, helpful, and help bring a good sense of community to Idaho Falls. 2, they will invite you places. If you don't want to go, just simply decline, just like any other invite you'd get from a friend if you don't want to go to what they are offering. Number 3, they generally mind their own business, just like any other city. We have missionaries here. You may have seen Mormon missionaries. They'll knock on your door. They'll offer you a message. And just like any other message, you can accept it or decline it. They're always very polite. I always offer them a drink and am kind because they are just out, doing what they think is right. I don't take the message, but they are always respectful. Now, just because Idaho Falls isn't like 50, 60, or 70% Mormon, it still is about 30%, which for one religion is pretty notable. And just like with any religion or one group of people that vote or that believe a certain way, they tend to vote that way as well. So Idaho Falls and the Mormon population here tend to vote more conservatively, more Republican, to be frank. So Mormons are generally conservative, pro-life. they vote Republican. That's probably not a surprise to you, because if you're interested in moving to Idaho, you're probably looking for those type of conservative political values. So if that aligns with your political values or your religious beliefs, you're probably gonna fit in just fine. Now, if you have watched the YouTube specials, I think it's called The Secret Life of Mormon Wives. I haven't watched it because I have enough Mormon wives that I'm friends with, so I know their secrets. Anyway, you will see one trend, and that is the soda trend. And I need to do a video just on all of the soda shops that I have like within a walking distance to my house. But the soda trend that started, I think, in Utah with the Mormons has definitely spilled over into Idaho Falls. So it might be a habit that you pick up. And if you don't pick it up, you have at least got to go and try. We are kind of obsessed with our sodas, drive-throughs to get the sodas. Now, I will say, I don't know, probably 10 years ago, it was hard to find a coffee shop here because Mormons don't drink coffee, they drink soda. And so it was really harder to find. Coffee shops were fewer and far between. Not so much anymore. Right next to the coffee shop here, or to the soda shop by my house, there's a Starbucks and a Dutch Bros. So if coffee is your thing, you can find it here, but you can also find your dirty Diet Coke. If you don't know what I'm talking about, get on TikTok or Google it. It's become kind of the rage with this new show that's on Hulu. Now, talking about religion and Mormons in particular, it can be a little bit dicey, but overall, it is a question that I get asked a lot. So I wanted to touch on it briefly. Yes, we have a lot of Mormons here. No, I don't think your kids will have a problem. Obviously, I can't speak for every single Mormon family in the area, but my clients who've moved here have been pleased with the way that their kids have made friends. I have been pleased with how my children have been treated, both when we went to church and now that we don't. I have a lot of Mormon friends. They are excellent. They are amazing friends. They love the community. They are very supportive and kind. And so I think that if you move to Idaho Falls and you're worried about not fitting in with the Mormons, it is something that you can put to rest. If you're interested in moving to Idaho Falls, I would love to just openly and honestly answer any question that you have. As you can see, today we're talking about Mormons and soda. And there's lots of questions that people have when they're moving to a place that they've never been to before. All your questions are valid. I've heard pretty much everything, so I would love to be the person that helps you make Idaho Falls your new home. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe so you can see all my videos every week. And as always, please give me a call or text. I would love to have a conversation. Thanks so much.